Hey guys, it's Dr. Steph. So one of the common, complaints that we get from patients when we're working to help them reverse their diabetes or their neuropathy or their autoimmune condition is we really stress and emphasize drinking mostly water. And some people just don't really gravitate towards drinking water throughout the day, or they just don't like it, or they don't have a taste for it. And we're always getting asked, what can I drink instead of water that won't mess up my whole plan, that won't cause my sugars to go high, that won't cause inflammation? So I'm putting together a nice short list of some things you can either make at home on your own that's perfectly safe, they taste great, or that you can actually buy already made so that it's not, that big a deal as far as putting things together. So here's the list. We'll talk about herbal tea. Some of you guys, if you're under care and there's certain herbs or teas that you can't drink, like green tea or black tea, then just, stay away from those and stay what's on plan. But there's lots of other teas out there that can be consumed either heated, like a hot tea, or actually iced into an iced tea and sweetened with some stevia. And these are things like peppermint tea, chamomile tea, ginger tea, things like that. So those are some easy alternatives, and they usually can be, consumed a couple times a day and not a big deal. You can also make lemonade, and I use lemonade in quotations because it's not going to be a really, really high sugar product that we're having you make. But you just need some, good clean water, some fresh squeezed lemons, and you can make this as a glass at a time or as a pitcher at a time. And then you simply sweeten it with some stevia and adjust the flavors accordingly. Super refreshing. You can also do it with limes and make a limeade. That's one of my favorites. To get a little extra flavor in there, you can also zest up the lime rind or the lemon rind a little bit, because that's where that big punch of citrus flavor comes. Just make sure when you do that you're only buying organic citrus. And then we have homemade ginger ale, and this one's really yummy. So you would use carbonated water, like a seltzer water, and then take some fresh grated ginger. I actually keep a whole ginger root just stored in the freezer and take it out and just shave it with, it almost looks like this little tiny herb grater. And you can just shave that and put a bit of shredded ginger into your seltzer water with, again, a little bit of fresh lemon juice, and then some stevia to sweeten it. And you've got yourself a really healthy, detoxifying drink. It's super good for liver. It's really, really easing on the stomach. This is where the healing properties of ginger ale actually come, not from modern day high sugar sweetened soda. But it's very, very easy on the stomach, very good for liver detoxification, and very good for lowering inflammation. So that's a nice treat as well. There is something called kombucha, and this is something that it can be made at home, but it's kind of a production as it's a fermented drink. But you can buy this almost at any regular grocery store now, and of course including all the organic markets. Some good brands are GT's and Kavitas. They're fermented drinks. They're fermented tea. They have a natural carbonation, so they give you a little bit of that soda kind of experience, but extremely low in sugar. Most of them will be in the range of 2 to 4 grams of sugar. If it's any higher, if they've added fruit juice to it, then you want to stay away from it because they will cause your sugars to go high. But there's some that have lots of good flavors, and it's just kind of nice maybe once a day. Even if that's what you drink, a half a bottle of kombucha with your dinner, it's really good because it's got the probiotics. It helps with the immune function, balancing out your gut bacteria. And that's a nice fun thing to drink every once in a while. We also have bone broth. We recommend to a lot of our patients, especially during the winter, to save your bones throughout the week, or cook a whole chicken or a small turkey once in a while, and save the bones and make a broth. We actually have some recipes posted on either our blog site or our webpage that you can look at as far as making an easy broth. You can also buy organic broth made from grass-fed bones. You can buy them already made at some health food stores or online. They can get a little expensive, so sometimes it's just cheaper to make them on your own. But you can sip on those throughout the day. Oftentimes, that's my snack between breakfast and lunch, just sipping on broth. It keeps cravings down. Homemade broth from bones will be high in collagen and amino acids that help with gut healing, joint healing, skin, hair, bones, nails, and as well as really supporting your immune system. Very, very, very good for keeping your immune system balanced and in check. And of course, if you're not craving as much because you're drinking the broth, then you're going to be generally better on plan, and that will of course help lower inflammation and keep your sugars in check. Plus it tastes good, especially when it's cold. And then we've got something that we sell in the office called Ultima, and this is like an electrolyte powder, so it's great as a sports drink or sort of a Gatorade replacement, but it has none of the garbage that those sports drinks have, which is basically gluten, artificial flavors, artificial sugars, corn sugar, corn fructose, high fructose corn syrup, as well as weird emulsifiers that are in the same category as windshield wiper fluid and those types of things. Horrible stuff to drink. You can get your electrolytes in a product called Ultima that we have in a bunch of different flavors, and the flavors are all natural. So the grape flavor, for example, comes from extracts from grape skins. So super natural, gluten-free, no weird chemicals. The sweeteners are low-hand fruit extract and stevia, so there's no corn sugar or dextrose or anything in them. And the flavors are really nice, and it's great because they come in a powder that you scoop out into water, so you can sort of adjust your sweetness. I don't like mine super sweet, so I usually do a whole scoop for about 20 ounces of water, and that can actually be had several times a day. It's great for while you're working out or exercising or right after a workout because it replenishes all your electrolytes, and it tastes good. So that's just a nice way. You can add it to regular water, and a fun thing you can do to almost make your own flavored soda is add it to seltzer water so you've got the bubbles. So these are things that you can do throughout the day instead of just drinking regular plain water, which people get very bored with. These will all count towards your water requirements for the day, and then you've got some really good flavors and different things to look forward to so you're not super bored drinking water.